Hi BookTube, it's Missy, and today I'm here to share with you guys a wrap-up of a readathon that I unofficially participated in last week. Last week was the borrow-a-thon from the 7th of November through the 14th. I heard about this readathon through Lala at Books and Lala, but I will leave all of the information of the actual person who made this readathon up. I have her, she has a blog and also a YouTube channel, but she doesn't have very many videos on YouTube, but I will leave both down below. Anyways, the borrow-a-thon was basically borrowing books from the library, your friends, family, whatever, but oof, you have to borrow a whole bunch of books. And that is basically the challenge, is to borrow books from somewhere else. You don't own those books. So basically I had a huge stack of graphic novels and manga from the library that I kept renewing for the last, I don't know, couple months. I've been hoarding these books because I haven't had any time to read them, and this was the perfect opportunity to do so. So if you follow me on Instagram, you will have already seen the book titles of the books that I decided to do for the borrow-a-thon, and let's get started. So the first one, and this is no order, I read Peanut by Ayun Holiday and Paul Hope. I had no idea what this book was about. This is what it looks like on the inside. So it's got a girl in it, and it's always her with the pink shirt. I did enjoy the paneling. I thought that was very pretty. The font was very easy to read. However, I did not like the subject matter whatsoever in this book, and I didn't understand why the author wanted to write about this, because it's very offending. This is a YA graphic novel. This is the pink. This is our main character, Sadie, and she is starting a new school. I don't know, like an hour away from her original school. And she's talking to her best friend from freshman year, Cheryl, I think her name is, and she goes, you know, they're discussing that Sadie can be whoever she wants to be at this new school. She can do whatever she wants, nobody knows her, and Sadie comes up with this idea that she's going to have a peanut allergy at this new school. I know, like, why would you could be anybody you want, and she chose to be someone with a peanut allergy. So she doesn't have a peanut allergy. She goes home and she has peanut butter sandwiches. But at school, she has to pretend that she has this, you know, horrific, deadly peanut allergy. One taste of peanuts and she will go into anaphylactic shock and die. And that's what she tells the principal, her health nurse, all of the students in the school. And one day she has a scare. The entire school is involved. The medical team is called upon, and everybody finds out her secret. I gave this book 2 stars. It was, like I said, I liked the illustrations. The font was easy to read. I like the fact that Sadie is pointed out in the panels with the pink shirt. I like that. Not that I wouldn't recognize Sadie on each page, but I did enjoy seeing the pink shirt throughout the graphic novel. I hated the subject matter. I hated that this little girl thought it would be a great idea to fake a severe allergic illness to make friends. I just thought that was horrible. And I mean, she got what she deserved, but at the same time, it's like, ugh, what a lie. What a terrible lie that you would have to continue to lie about. And how long did she think it was gonna last for? Like, oh, I don't know. I didn't like it. I don't know. Maybe you might if you wanted to pick this up. I didn't really like it. Alright, the next graphic novel that I read is Newt's Book 2, The Rise of Herc by Doug Tenopel. When I read this graphic novel, I think it was in August or September, I said, ooh, I'm so excited, this is a duology. No, it's not. There is a cliffhanger at the end, which I'm so bummed about. On Goodreads, it doesn't say when the third book is coming out, so I don't know when I can continue on with this series, but Herc is our main character and our hero, and if you don't remember what it is about, it's about they're newts, and they used to live in one society under the sea, and there was a civil unrest, and they broke apart, and some newts went south and some newts went north. And in this book, it discusses the history of the newts, how they came to be. It has something to do with Greek mythology and astrological, not signs, but like astrology, like the, what am I thinking of? The stars. I can't think of the word.
Oh. I think I know what it is. The
constellations.
Yeah.
Thanks, son. Alright, so it has things to do with constellations and Greek mythology and everything. I think Doug Tenopel's drawings are so stinking cute. I love them so much. And there's always a moral in his books, and I'm liking the series, so I can't wait to continue on. I gave this one, I have it on my phone, 1 second please, 4 stars. 3.5 or 4 stars. You know, I would have to really get into Goodreads to figure out what I put on there. But I did enjoy it. The next Doug Tenopel book that I read is Iron West. This one was a black and white, and it was an adult graphic novel, which is very fun to read because I have only read middle grade from Doug Tenopel. I don't know if he has more adult graphic novels, but this one is about a man named Preston Struck. And Preston Struck is a small-time bad guy. Like, he cheats at cards, and I think he steals things that don't really matter that much. But anyways, there is a bounty on him, a wanted poster, and there's these bounty hunters looking for him. And they find him playing cards and, again, cheating. And he tries to run away. The sheriff is trying to lock him up. He's in love with the girl. The girl is, you know, she thinks that he's a bad guy too, but she loves him. And while he's running away, he runs into these mechanical robots. And the mechanical robots are taking over. And Preston needs to figure out a way to defeat the mechanical robots, save the day, get the girl, and all of that jazz. And I thought it was very fun. I gave this one 3.5 stars as well. 3 or 3.5 stars. It was pretty good. So the next graphic novel that I read is Brockville by Zach Gialongo, I think that's how you say the author's name. This is a middle grade YA. It's on the border. I'm not quite sure how old the kids are. I loved the illustrations in here. We have the main character, who is Prince Zora, and we have little Brockville here, who is king of the mountain. Zora is on her way to a mountain that is supposed to have a clan that she wants to bring back to her father, and all she finds is Brockville. And what she realizes is Brockville must be the last person of the clan that used to live there. But at the same time, they are fighting like the Walking Dead. So there's like zombies in this book. And they have to figure out how the zombies came to be. They're fighting this evil witch. there's monsters all around them. And yeah, I thought it was a fun little adventure story. I really enjoyed this guy right here. Can you see him? Where is it? Like right here. He's like Brockville's little bodyguard monster thing. I don't know what he is. He looks like he's like half cow, half bear. I'm not sure. But it was a fun read. And I believe this is a standalone, so if you like middle grade YA adventure stories about, when I looked up clan on the internet, it has to do with Scottish heritage. Most clans come from Scotland. But this girl is wearing kind of like a Roman kind of headband, which is like Apollo wings or whatever. So I'm assuming that he is from Scotland and she's from Rome, and that's when in the 15th century the Romans invaded Scotland, or they left Scotland because they were, you know, pushed out. I'm not sure about the history. I don't know when this takes place, but it was a fun read. And I gave that one 3 or 3.5 stars. Something like that. Alright, the next 2 books I read go together, and that is Lumberjanes Volume 1, Beware the Kitten Holy, and Lumberjanes Volume 2, Friendship to the Max. I enjoyed these books. They were really fun to read. It's by Stevenson, Ellis, Waters, and Allen. This is a YA graphic novel about girls. They're so stinking cute. There's 5 girls, which they're also on the front. I don't have their names memorized yet. But we have Jo here. And this girl is Molly. And that girl is Mo. Her name starts with an M too. Molly. I guess it doesn't matter. There's Jen. Jen's the one with the shaved head. Anywho, I really liked it. So they go, in each chapter, there's the chapter, it talks about the badge that they could win in the Lumberjanes. I guess it's kind of like the Girl Scouts, Lumberjane Scouts. And it talks about what the badge is, Up All Night badge. And then it has this little bit of information here. Now, do you need this information to read the graphic novel? No. And the information cuts off, you know, as if you were reading and then you turned the page and there was nothing. It's kind of like a scrapbook too. So you don't actually need to read this, but it's fun to read because it just gives you more information on what the badge is and what it does. So the girls see this bear woman and they chase her down. And as they're following her, all these weird fox wolf things start attacking them. And then so every day something weird happens. And the girls have to explain it to their camp counselor, or like the camp leader of their cabin. And then they have the main lady who runs the place. And she knows all about this weird stuff, but she doesn't let it on. I love the scrapbook section where it just highlights certain things that happened in the chapter. So that was a lot of fun. Yeah, so they get into a bunch of shenanigans, all with these weird creatures. There are Bigfoot. Yeah, there's the Bigfoot people. There's sea monsters. There's a whole bunch of stuff. The panels are all colorful. I love this girl here. She's crazy. And they always say what the junk instead of like what the heck or what the hell. It's what the junk, which I thought was really fun too. Maul. Maul is the other kid. This one. She's like Animal from the Muppets. Just wild. Will do anything. You could dare her to do anything and she'll do it. So she's a lot of fun too. Anywho, I enjoyed both of these. They're just adventure stories. It's wrapped up again in mythological things. There's a mythology of the creatures going on in the background, and they have to solve puzzles, and these girls are very smart. And to be a Lumberjane, there's a lot of intellect to become one. If you read the small print of each chapter head, it talks about how the girls need to know how to do all this different kinds of math, and they need to know how to research and know just all this information. I just thought it was fascinating. I absolutely loved it. I gave the 2 books 5s. Did I give both of them 5s? I think I did. The next graphic novel I read is Bird and Squirrel on the Edge. This is by James Burks. This is book 3 in the series. I don't think that you need to read them in order. Let me know down below if I'm wrong. But basically we have Bird and Squirrel, and they are heading home, and Bird says, ooh, we need to help this bear. He's being attacked by wolves. And Squirrel's like, let's just go home. I don't want to. And Bird's like, we have to. You know, that's the right thing to do. We need to save this baby bear. He's being attacked. So Squirrel decides to throw pine cones at the wolves and accidentally hits Bird in the head and causes him to have amnesia. Bird doesn't remember who he is or what he is. So for the rest of the book, Bird's trying to tell Squirrel, hey, I must be a bear. I must be, you know, squirrel. I must be all these different animals except for a bird, because he says, well, I'm not a bird. I can't fly. It's just really, really cute. And it's a cartoon I could see on like Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon. I thought it was very cute. The wolves are really scary. And yeah, there's a happy ending. Most little kid stuff have happy endings. So I liked it. It was short. I gave it 3 or 3.5 stars. Not bad at all. And lastly, I read some mangas last week. So we have the Dragon Head series. This is a horror manga series, and I read 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I gave all of these, they were okay. What did I give them? So 3, I gave 3 stars to. 4, I gave 3 or 3.5 stars to. 5, I gave 4 stars to. This was a little bit more interesting. And 6, I gave 3 or 3.5 stars to. So basically, in this manga series, there are 3 kids that are trapped underground in a train tunnel. There was a big earthquake, and the tunnel collapsed, and the train went off the rails, and everybody died. It was a whole class. They were on a field trip, and so all the teachers and friends died besides these 3 kids. One kid is actually going insane because he's just overly scared from the darkness and lack of food and water, and so he has like a breakdown, and the kids, the other 2, the boy and the girl, are running away from him because he's trying to hurt them. Nabu is his name, I believe, and he's trying to kill them. And then we have Seto, I think is her name, and Turan. I could be completely wrong with their names, but anyways, they the boy and the girl escape Nabu, who's trying to kill them, and while they're escaping, another tunnel, there's like an aftershock, and then that tunnel gets blocked off, so they can't go back to where they came from the train. They have to keep moving forward, and they reach this water treatment place, which was evacuated, so they don't know if the water's good, if it's contaminated. And while they're there, they see some people outside, and they meet this group who has been traveling from I don't know where in Japan, but they're traveling and they've just come across this water treatment place. So they're not going to actually stay together. They go off to Tokyo. The boy and the girl want to go to Tokyo as well, but they didn't really trust the group of kids that they found there, so they decided to go on their own. And then the manga continues. So they're a little bit farther down from the water treatment place. They meet these soldiers. The soldiers are bad. They continue on. There is this black cloud of ash. There was a huge tsunami. So Japan's just all kinds of messed up. And everybody who has survived either is trying to rebuild and find family members, or they are becoming anarchists and, you know, killing people just for the fun of it, or robbing places or what have you. So there's a lot of mayhem going on. Overall, I am enjoying the series. I've never read a manga horror series that was actually scary. They're normally just filled with like a little bit of paranormal or weird. And in this one, I haven't seen anything actually scary yet besides, where is it? Dragon Head or Dragon Boy? I think his name's Dragon Head. I'm not sure, but once he got his surgery, something happened to him, and it was just really hard to kill that boy. Anyways, those were that. So that is all of the books that I read last week for Borrow-a-thon. I did start another book, but I haven't finished it yet. And that book is Stuck in the Middle by 17 different comic book writers. This is all YA. I am on the 11th story, so I'm almost done. I only have 6 more to go. They're all very depressing. They talk about middle school and high school and how children are mean. There's a lot of bullies in here, a lot of like poor kids being picked on because they're dirty or they can't get rides to school. Just really sad and depressing stories from like a little kid's point of view. I'm not enjoying it. I like more uplifting things. So far I'm going to give it a 2.5 or 3. It's not offensive in me reading it, but I'm not having any fun reading them. So anyways, yeah, I'm almost done with it. And then the only other book that I was planning on reading was Leaving, or The Leaving. Hold on. I meant to read this last week as well, The Leaving by Tara Altebrando. A Yearathon Readathon was doing a debut novel week last week, and I wanted to read this for the Yearathon Readathon and the fact that it's from the library, so it also fit for the Borrow-a-thon, but I just never got to it. By the weekend, I played World of Warcraft all weekend, so I stopped reading when I got to Stuck in the Middle because it was just kind of boring. So yeah, I think I did pretty well though. I mean, considering I did go through a lot of graphic novels and mangas, and now I can turn them all in tomorrow, so that'll be fun. And that is it. Let me know down below if you participated in the Borrow-a-thon and what is your favorite graphic novel or manga. Let me know down below what those are and if I would like to read them. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day and week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!